Good morning everyone and welcome back to another Simarded solo commentary where we're going to talk about the brand new SCP-096 plushie. So about 2 weeks ago, Northwood Studios, the creators of SCP Secret Laboratory, released a plushie of SCP-096 on the Makeshift website. For those of you that don't know, Makeshift is a website that allows you to develop and sell plushies to whoever you want. Now technically this is the first piece of merchandise that Northwood has ever sold since 2017. That year of course being when it was first founded by Hubert Mushka. So after over 4 years of this game being out, they finally decided to make their first piece of official merchandise. And out of all the options, they could have chose from water bottles to pens to pencils, posters, or figurines. They decided to sell plushies. Because everyone knows that if your game is about horror, the best thing to sell are really cute stuffed animals, or I guess in this case, monsters. Now don't get me wrong, I think selling plushies is a very good idea. Plushies are very popular and they make your characters from video games or from anywhere else pretty much come to life. And of course, who doesn't like plushies? I mean, take the game Genshin Impact for example. They have slimes in the game that are enemies, but people turn them into plushies in real life. Who needs friends or a significant other when you can use these things to fill the empty void in your life? But really though, I think it's a pretty cool idea that they decided to sell plushies out of all the things they could have sold. But the real question is, why did they choose to pick SCP-096 out of all the other SCPs they have in the game? I really need an answer to why they chose this thing compared to all the other options they had in the world. For some reason, when they had a meet about this over what SCP should they choose to make it to a very cute marketable plushie, they chose the creepiest, most unliked, and overall lankiest SCP in the entire game. I can understand that they didn't choose SCP-173 because of the whole Parabellum update, mainly because from previous experience, it can take a long time to develop and design a plushie that you're gonna market out to the public. And because of the Parabellum update, the 173 rework having a completely new model, they obviously couldn't choose 173 or else they wouldn't have known what they were going to do with it. That's something I can completely understand. But what about SCP-939, the cute doggo, and I guess the froggo as I call it? You have this SCP in the game that everybody calls doggo, which is a cute version of a dog, obviously. Everyone finds it cute, everyone makes jokes and makes bits about how cute the dog is and likes to pet the dog. Everybody knows about that. Everybody loves SCP-939, both of them actually. Mainly this one that looks like a dog, but in general, both of them are loved by pretty much anyone that plays the game. And if you've ever looked up SCP-939 cute, you can see that there's all types of artwork about 939 being a very cute animal. Yet they decided to pick 96 instead. Don't know why, don't know what the thought process was there, but that's like the biggest red flag to me that you're telling me you didn't even, what about him? 939 is the only one that I'm truly just confused over why they didn't pick 939. It also could have been SCP-079 because it's, well, a box, and I guess a box is unique. I don't really have much of an argument for why it should have been SCP-079, but it's not 96. 106 is actually, I would say, would have been cooler than 96, mainly because he has a smile. Look at 96 compared to all the other like plushies on the Discover page or the campaign page, I think it's called. It just sticks out like a sore thumb, literally. You have all these really nice looking faces, and then you have that just sitting there staring at you menacingly. 106 has a nice smile on him. He dresses nice and he's still iconic in a very good way. And lastly, SCP-049 would have also been a very cool looking plushie as well, mainly because plague doctors, they're cool. Again, same as 079. I don't really have an argument, but anything would be better than 096, I feel like. And of course, all of the options I just said are SCPs that you can play as in the game. They could have also chosen any of the SCPs that are items, like the ball. They literally could have made a ball of SCP-018 be one of the plushies, or a Coke, but in plushie form, or the hat. They could have just made us a hat and sell that to like, what's a clothing place nowadays, Macy's or something. Just say that it turns you invisible and everybody would have just bought one right away. And of course, out of all the options, they chose 96. I don't know whose final decision that was, but of course I still bought one anyways because I have to. It's an official SCP Secret Lab merchandise. I gotta buy it. But all jokes aside, I think this is a really cool thing that they decided to do, and I really hope that they sell more products in the future. They don't even have to be plushies. It would be so cool if they sold one of every SCP as a plushie in the future, so you can have like one of each on your shelf or something like that. That would be the coolest thing to me. But but I have no idea what they're planning to do, whether this is just a one-time thing and they're never going to sell something again, or if they do plan to do a chain of this stuff in the future. And I hope that instead of having one annoying plushie to punch the crap out of whenever I die to it in game, I can have all 5 of them. 5? Is it 5? I mean, technically 5, but there's 2 dogs and a zombie, so I guess 7. Let's go with 7. All 7 of them. Anyways, I wasn't sponsored by Northwood or anything like that to make this video. I just wanted to talk about how they chose 96 out of all the other SCPs to make a plushie out of, and I just thought that was so funny. And of course, I also just wanted to support it because Northwood is a relatively small group that doesn't make any money other than Patreon. The only game that they've ever made is Secret Laboratory, and it's free. I make fun of them all the time, I joke about them all the time, but in all honesty, they are a really cool game company, and I hope that one day they make even more games. I believe that by the time this video goes out, there's only going to be 11 days left for you to actually get a plushie. So if you want one now before they run out, and by that I mean they just go away forever, I think, most likely, you can go on the website, links in the description. Again, I wasn't sponsored or told to do this, I just want to make this easier for you guys to get one if you really want one. Click on there and you can go get yourself one. Alright, that about wraps up everything I wanted to say. I usually have a way to end these and I completely forgot how to because it's been over like 3 months. Maybe just watch one of my solo commentaries and figure out what I say. Hold on. So I literally just say have a good day and bye-bye. Alright then.